Hi, I'm Zach Neese. I'm the writer of God of My Days. I started writing this song a few years ago, and really I was struggling with how does the church handle suffering and mourning, and how do we help people to offer up sacrifices of praise in circumstances like that? A lot of times we have an idea that faith is believing that everything is going to go our way, but really, faith is just trusting God regardless of what we see, regardless of what's happening around us, and knowing that He's going to be there and He's going to be the Lord of our circumstances. So I was leading worship in congregations, looking out across these people and seeing not everyone that came into the room was ready to worship God. Not everyone had had a great day. There are people in this congregation that have experienced suffering and death and loss and financial problems and marital strife. And we need an opportunity as a people of God to vocalize God is not only the God in my mountaintop experiences, but regardless of the season of my life, regardless of the circumstance that I'm in, even if I don't understand what's going on, He's my God and I can trust Him. Ecclesiastes 3 specifically says that in every life there's going to be a time to weep and a time to laugh. There's going to be a time to mourn and a time to dance. Even Jesus promised us, in this world you will have trouble. He said, when you're persecuted, not if you're persecuted. What I think we need to learn is when people in our lives rejoice, we need to rejoice with them. When they mourn, we need to mourn with them. And we need to remember the fact that God is able regardless of where we are in our lives. So as I was writing this song, I started out actually with a first verse and a chorus. I like the idea of the alliteration, praising God for who He is, the God of my days, the King of my nights, Lord of my laughter, sovereign of sorrow, the Prince of my praise, declaring who He is in the face of something terrible that may have happened. The song starts out, you awaken my heart from slumbering, you meet me in mourning, and you speak to my grief. So I started out in this place of not only how do I vocalize this thing, but how do I write from a position of a person that's been wounded and hurt, experienced great times with God, and also experienced times of anguish, and God has seen me through those things. So the first verse is a setup. Here I am, I'm in a place of suffering, but you're here with me in this suffering. You're the God of every circumstance in my life, and I trust you. And we come to the second verse, which wasn't in the original song that I wrote. Oftentimes I'll write a song and bring it to Walker Beach, and Walker will say, it's not done yet. Make me go back and write another verse. So he sent me back to write another verse, and the first verse is the setup of, here's a problem, here's suffering, here's mourning. You're God to me, and you're light to me, you're life to me in this circumstance. And the second verse was more of a release from the circumstance. You unveil my eyes. You help me to see the arms of my Father encircling me. You help me regardless of my circumstance to see that you're there with me and that you're taking care of me. You're lifting my perspective, and so not only am I seeing that you're here with me now, but you're helping me to see beyond the valleys that I'm in, and you're helping me to see from a heavenly perspective. God of my day.